Alrighty. Uh, so as you can see, I have two saves here. Um, I ended off yesterday kind of in a snag of, I couldn't progress because I failed miserably at doing something. So I was like, all right, I'll have to go through the entire game to get back to where I was. Thankfully, I didn't have to do that. If you select new game, you can actually choose whatever chapter you want to go to. So I got to just do chapter 4. And so that's exactly what I did. What I did was I made a save for the beginning of the final day of the trial. So I have that as a backup just in case I get myself into a snag. And right here, I have saved right before Edgeworth's testimony where he is stating that he's, he committed a crime or what have you. So here we go. Didn't have to put in as much work as I thought. And what's up, Heels? What's up, Tara J? Okay, so I guess we'll just go through this again, and we'll do that. And for some reason, and I guess it's not for some reason because, the lights are on. It's suddenly hot in here. I'm just gonna put that here. I got some sushi today. All right, that day I'd gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. Okay, let's see if I can remember what I'm supposed to do. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the events. The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Alright, I think I can skip all of the stuff except for the very end where he says that there was only one shot. Can I present it right away? Right. So there was only one gunshot. Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. Present the 3 gunshots. Is that going to be a meme now? I'm going to present the 3 gunshots. No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Take a look at this. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago, and in it lies a clear contradiction to Mr. Edgeworth's testimony. Well, I can see the victim, Gregory Edgeworth, lying there. But what do you mean, a contradiction? Just as I thought, the judge is clueless, as always. Show the judge the contradiction in the photo. Right there! As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Miles Edgeworth testifies there was only one gunshot. However, according to this photograph, not one but 2 shots were fired. One shot hit the victim, the other hit the elevator door. I ask you then, why did Miles Edgeworth only hear 1 gunshot? This photograph does seem to confirm a second shot. However, when was the hole in the elevator made? It might have been there before the incident occurred. If it was there before, it has nothing to do with this incident. Mr. Wright, do you have proof that this bullet hole was caused at the time of the incident? So I think this was the trap that I got into. I don't think I have proof. I'm gonna say no. I didn't think of that. I don't have proof, as I suspected. Given that all this happened 15 years ago, it's doubtful any proof remains. Nick, take a look at this. The court record? Look, doesn't this make you think? Oh, she's right. That is strange. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. What do you have that proves the bullet hole in the door was related? I mean, now I just legit don't know. The bullet hole in the door was related. Okay, air in the elevator was oxygen depleted at time of incident. No clues found at the scene. Defense attorney trapped in elevator returned from a lost trial with son. Miles Edgeworth, blah, blah, blah. One bullet found in heart. The murder weapon was fired twice. I mean, it could be that, maybe. Court bailiff trapped in elevator with Edgeworth. Memory lost due to oxygen deprivation after his arrest, blah, blah, blah. Not helpful. I don't even have like a wild guess as to what to present. What do you have that proves the bullet hole in the door was related to this incident? I guess I'm just gonna go with the DL6 case file. And it's page 2 victim data. I'm just gonna go with that, because I don't know. Your Honor, the answer is in this file. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. What page shows the link between this bullet hole and the DL6 incident? Victim data? Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. I think I went through this yesterday. I don't know why I can remember that. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. Well, he didn't fire that, man. He threw the gun. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could be that someone else? Or who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. Case summary, that's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. You just called it a bullet hole. Order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So, all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? Sorry, Maya. What? Looks like I was wrong. Alright, we're gonna safety save right here. Nick, if the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. Thought there was another person, someone else, who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention? Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before, just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? Alright, so last time, I believe I said I have an objection. And I got bodied. So, no objections. Every lead I thought I had has been squashed. This is really the end. Edgeworth, I'm sorry. Closed my eyes. What was it I had been doing all this time? Wasn't my whole life leading up to today? But now that I'm here, I know I failed. Mia, I'm sorry. No. Not yet. Huh? Maya? What? Object. Your only weapon. Are you okay, Nick? What's happening to me? I have to think. Wait, don't think, act. Objection! Your Honor. Your Honor, I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Nick? I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist? But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed. What? Well, we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm only grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer. The murderer? Then tell us, who is this murderer? Safety save! Still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? murderer didn't need it? I'll go with the first option. Of course there was a need. That's why they took it. What possible reason could they have had? Oh, I just put myself in the same trap that I did last time. Well, I have full life this time. Maybe they thought the bullet would be used as proof. Proof, a special bullet. Yeah. And if it was proof, they would have took the bullet out of whatchamacallit, blah blah. Isn't going so well. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? Murderer didn't need it. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it. The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Isn't that the same thing? Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance what? Maybe the bullet hit the murderer. Alright, man, come on. The bullet hit the murderer. Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? Not like you could perform surgery right there, you know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? This is so ridiculous. Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves was shot, and they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes, I guess that's how it would work, yes. Well, there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. Oh my gosh, the vacation. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it. Deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember that what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. Must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean, it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Did I come out and say it? I mean, I only got what's that saying? Well, we're just gonna go with now or never. Your Honor, there is a suspect, one lone suspect. Well, this certainly is interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. Be what? Von Karma. Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there? You don't object? See no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Here we go. Kind of want to save right now, but, you know. Here we go. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Go with that? What exactly is that? Sorry. Judge, if you would. Oh, okay. I'm not sure how I managed to make it this far. Okay. Should have saved. Could go with the DL6 incident. Photo could go with the case file. I mean, theoretically, if you want to reach the parrot. If you want to reach again, you can go Misty Phase photo. I mean, there's a lot of options here. Let's go with the case file. Alright. We're gonna save and we're just gonna keep reaching. Robert's autopsy. I legit don't know. You don't think... You don't think... Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There was a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Oh my gosh. This is so crazy. This is so crazy. This whole game is keep reaching. This is so crazy. Can you just leave a bullet in your shoulder like that? Is that even possible for all these years? Well, there is one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find. I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. No, it doesn't. He doesn't have to, like, come on. Order. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. A statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know. But we have to give it a shot. Say he got staples. Metal brackets in his shoulder, like anything. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. Okay? Von Karma, you can say that. But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I. Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? No. No, I cannot. Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. You do have the bullet, so I guess we could extract the bullet from him and compare the, I think they're called striations. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. Ballistics? Well, aren't they like striations on the bullet? Like that's the, like the lines? The ballistic markings, aren't those called striations or something like that? Kaplow, kaplow! That's a bullet. Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet, or the other Mr. Von Karma is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. and solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? Hey, thanks for the follow, Nintendork. Von Karma's sweating bullets over there. Wonder what the ballistic markings on those are? That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my father. It's that scream I heard in the elevator. 15 years ago. Von Karma. It was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma. Edgeworth! So it was you. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death, death. Alright, relax, dog. 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth. It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me, penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge, what? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. Right. Lurkin? No problem, man. I appreciate the lurk. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. You are innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Not guilty. Dude is really banging his head against the wall. I mean, he might as well, man. You going down. You're getting 35 to life. That is all. This court is adjourned. You know, much like all the CSI episodes that I've seen in the past, where like they take people to trial, or like Suits, for example, all he really had to do was say, well, I guess if we popped the bullet out of him, you know, we would have had the proof anyways, but I'm sure Von Karma could have found a way to get out of that. Nick, we did it. Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside, you crushed him, Nick. Crushed. I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know. I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. Sucker? I see. Thank you. Sucker? You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. He's got you there. Whoop! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoop! Never would I have guessed Edgeworth to do that. I feel foolish. Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all. Lotta. Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank you. Thank y'all very much. What are you, going southern on us now? I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? I went back to college. Gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick. I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Kianse. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Should have seen that coming. Yo, Edgy. There you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butts, you come along tonight too. My treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Oh yeah. That's not strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh, what a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. 38 exactly? Nick, wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38. No. No, Larry, it was you? What are you so surprised about, right? Larry was absent that day from school, right? That doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. I thought that was weird. I thought I saw that. And I was like, wait, why would he mention that? But I didn't say it at the time, so. You're excited for the cringiest part of the game? Oh, no. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying he did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. I thought you didn't remember, Edgeworth. Right. You may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, Wright? I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, it sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth. You should have told me. Now, Nick. It was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. Death. The death sentence for both of you. Man, if I only had known, I'd become a prosecutor. The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Want to switch, Wright? Heck yeah, I'd love to go ham on all these all these defense attorneys and be like, nah, dog, you show me the evidence. Oh, you ain't got none? Judge? The defendant is guilty. Get him out of here. Hey, y'all, line up. I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time. Let's go. And after that, dinner on me. You better watch yourself. I actually eat a lot. I got sushi today. I ate 5 sushi rolls. 5.5 sushi rolls, actually. It was too much. I should have stopped at 5. But knocked them out. I got 8 in total. It was expensive. Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Oh, okay. So is Edgeworth going to work for us now? Oh, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you. It made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? The first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station. Hey, that actually looks like the Union Station in LA. Only the stairs would go down, not up. And you know what? It's just a train station. Doesn't look anything like the Union Station. I guess I'm too late. Hey, Nick. Hi. So you're leaving? Yeah. Hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? You really should have said objection. Wait. What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Oh, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Take that. A bullet? Why do we have the bullet on us still? Von Karma was convinced he had taken all of the evidence pertaining to DL6, but you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma, and you were the one who gave it to me. Nick. Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. So, this is it. See you soon, Maya. I don't want to see your face in this town ever again. My name is Phoenix. Get it right. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins with the same old crazy cast of characters. Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. This isn't credits, is it? Oh my gosh. This isn't credits, is it? Hey pal, Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct, blah blah blah, pleasant surprise. Whoop! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? That's not in this game. This can't be credits. I thought there was one after this. It looks like there's a chapter after this. I'm not going to give my thoughts on the game right now because I'm pretty sure there's another chapter after this. Oh, he found another girlfriend. Except she's in Hawaii this time. Come on, man. Get yourself together. Go to her, man. She's your love in life. Pursue. Mr. Wright. Harry's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. Sure, he's grateful. Yeah, right, Payne. Who is that guy, anyways? Who is that guy? I believe there's a credits button at the at the menu, so if I need to give my thoughts there, I can go through the credits again. And I guess I'll bring my thoughts over here just in case and whatnot. But I don't know what to say at the moment. Game is catching me a little bit off guard. So guess I'll say, what's up, chat? How's it going? Waiting for this bait and switch to end on my end. Whoop. Oh man. I guess what I can say is I've been working on my Games of the Year video, and I managed to finish it, actually. And I uploaded it and whatnot, and I'm pretty happy with it, actually. The only issue is once I finish this game, I need to play another game. And on the video, the last game that I played in the year 2019 is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So I have to make the decision of, do I post the video anyways, knowing that there's going to be at least one more video game that I played this year that's not going to be in the video? Or do I wait and start the next game and then re-upload it so that it's, totally incomplete? Decisions. Also, assuming that this is a bait and switch and there is a chapter after this, there's most likely not going to be a stream of Phoenix Wright tomorrow. The Game Awards are tomorrow, and I will be co-streaming that with Dante and Rot. And that starts at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. So we'll be doing that. I think it's going to run probably like 2 or 3 hours. So it's probably not going to be any sufficient time to start up a stream and do all that crazy stuff. But, if it ends in like an hour, which I highly doubt it will, but if it ends in an hour, we might squeeze something in there. Maybe play like some party game or something like that afterwards. I don't know. Team fight tactics or something. Oh, speaking of team fight tactics, actually, on like the last day of the beta, I got into the Legends of Runeterra, and I didn't realize it at the time because I thought it ended the day before, and so I never got to play it. I was kind of disappointed in myself. And by kind of, I mean a little bit more than kind of. Lily should play Socrates Jones. Oh, that's the one that I remember you talking about that one. There it is. See, I thought I was right. All right, not Phoenix Wright. Go ahead and save right here. We're gonna go ahead and mark right here too. Stream marker.